Okay. All right. Romans. All right, get over here, man. I'm not on the right side. Romans chapter 8, man. Let's go ahead and be thankful real quick, for the word that we have here. So, chapter 8, Romans chapter 8. There now is no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. Right. So you get up every day and you do your best not to go over nonsense, not to go over to the nonsense. You got the laughing hyenas over here. You got the people that's backstabbers over here. You got the people that's robbers, stealers, killers over there, right? You do your best to walk in the spirit and not hang out and engage yourself with that type of nonsense, right? Because you're going after the spirit. You know that you may want to hang out with the robbers, killers, and the thieves. You may want to hang out with the people that's, dressing half naked or, you know, I guess showing their body for lustful reasons, right? Versus them just, working out and just being the best selves, right? So you stay away from things like that. So you're not in condemnation. Condemnation is mean that you're being held guilty for something. You're being held liable for something, right? Verse 2, the law of the spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made me free from the law of sin and death. So what's the law of the sin and death? That's the Ten Commandments. Now, you are still to follow the Commandments because the spirit thereof, right? And long as you're following the spirit, you're not going to want to break the Ten Commandments, being an adulterer, being lying on your neighbor, stealing, right? But it's no longer it's no longer that if that happens, you're automatically just cast out of heaven. That's what it's trying to tell you. It's trying to tell you that long as you keep yourself in the spirit, things happen. But it's just not going to ruin you. You're just not all thrown away when you make a mistake. Verse 3, for what the law could not do, the laws of the Ten Commandments, for what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh. So, right, everything in the Ten Commandments was like, you do this or it's over with for you. You lie, you steal, it's over with for you, right? You can come back, you can bounce back from that nonsense. As long as you stay in the spirit, you should have no reason to even be falling off like that. God sending his own son, who is Jesus, in the likeness of sinful flesh. So sinful flesh is what we walking in, right? He sent them down not just in the spirit, but he sent them down also in the human form, in the flesh. For the sin condemns sin in the flesh. So, when Jesus died, that was it, man. It let that go. It didn't hold us accountable just on ourselves. Long as we follow Jesus, he's the only perfect person that was walking around in flesh. We're going to fall short. As long as we strive to continuously stay in the spirit and be like him, you got your interest ticket to heaven. Verse 4, that the righteousness fulfilled in us, the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us. The laws of the Ten Commandments, right? Like Jesus led with love, right? If you listen to Jesus, he wasn't being mean to people, point blank, period. If you weren't the best person in the world, he still showed you love and gave you the opportunity to come rock with me, come rock with him, right? So, but back in the Ten Commandments, you steal something, you get your hand cut off, eye for eye, you know. So with Jesus, it's giving us opportunity to not feel like made one mistake, man. So I'm just down with the devil now. I guess I'm just devil team. No, 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 no. Stay in the spirit. You had a moment of faultiness, right? You fell short. You were lustful. You coveted money, right? You lied on your neighbor, right? That's how people can kill somebody, man, and be in court and and kind of be up under the law and be thrown away. But that person sitting up in that jail cell, man, they can make it to heaven too. All right. For the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. Verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do not mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. So if you constantly going after gluttony, right? You're not caring. You're not gonna watch nothing that you eat. You're gonna just eat everything that you want to eat in sight. Not saying that you can't eat a particular type of food, but you just having no kind of self-control, right? You're not trying to follow in the spirit. You following in the flesh and what you want to do. You see that burger, you see those nachos, you see those grapes, whatever, you just gonna go in however you see fit. That's not walking in the spirit, that's walking in the flesh. Oh, I'm gonna hold all this money to myself, I'm gonna hold all this food to myself, I'm gonna hold all this oil to myself. That's walking in the flesh. You feeling like if you give somebody some of this oil, you're not gonna have enough. You feel like you give somebody some of your grapes, you're not gonna have enough. That's not the spirit, that's the flesh. You feeling like God not gonna provide for you. You feel like you out here all by your own on your own and you gotta do it all by yourself. No, 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 and no. He got you. You good. We good. Vibe. For they that are after the flesh do not mind the things. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. That's all they worried about. And they that are after the spirit, they after the spirit, man. They like, is this the right thing to do? Should I be doing this at all times? Whatever move, every move that you make. That's why you should pray without ceasing. Every move that you make, am I making the right move? Is this what I should be doing? Um, 6. For the carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. What does carnally mean? Carnal. Carnal means to uh be lustful. Every time you talk to a young lady, you thinking about, having some kind of inappropriate relationship with her. Every time you see somebody, you looking at them as if, wow, look at that big old butt. Look at that big old chest. Oh, look at his big old strong muscles, right? So when you stop living like that, when you stop thinking like that, right, you won't fall into that condemnation of being in the flesh, right? You see somebody dressed up in pearls and things like that, okay, but it's not like, oh wow, I want that because that's shiny and that's glittery, right? You're not looking at somebody that's tall. You're not looking at somebody that's short as, oh, they're not as good. That's carnal. Oh, you sure? I ain't messing with you. That ain't in the spirit. That's all in the flesh. You kind of get what the word is saying. To be carnally minded is death, right? So that's how you rock and that's how you live. And no, I don't want to sew my clothes up. I gotta go buy brand new garments, right? I can't live like this. Look how these other people are living. They living better than me. If that's how you thinking, then you may not get your entrance ticket into heaven because you giving yourself death and Jesus is to bring life, right? So stay in the spirit and keep your mind within the spirit and that'll bring you life. 7, because carnal mind is enemy, intimate against God. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can it be. So if you in the flesh, you evil, and that's against God's word. If you stay up in that flesh, you're not worried about God, you're not trusting God, and God wants you to trust upon him. And if you ain't trust upon him, you dead. You dead already. You don't believe, right? But it's not all over for you. What? Humble yourself, right? Have reflection upon yourself. If you believe in the law, if you believe in what is good, you'll do what is good. Mm. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can it be, because the carnal mind is in enmity against God. For it is not subject to the law of God, right? Treat others well, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you're not following in that blueprint, in that footprint, you going against God, point blank, period, right? And you cannot act like, oh, I'm loving the Lord, but I'm out here doing people dirty. I'm out here lying and waiting on people, digging holes for folks to fall up in. No, do not render evil for evil. You ain't gotta get your get back. God gonna be your redeemer. And if you not with that, and you saying, "Oh no, I can't go for that." No, no, I gotta get mine. I gotta get my lick back. You're not with God, and you cannot. And with your actions are showing that you will not be. Hey, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. What we were just saying, right? You in the flesh. You saying, "No, I'm gonna hook up with Shawty. I'm gonna hook up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna drink until I'm drunk." If you planning to do that and you have no self-control, you're not walking in the spirit, and neither are you trying to walk with God. 9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of God dwell in you, right? If the spirit of God dwell up in you, then you gonna do. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Christ, he is none of his. He is none of God's. He is none of Jesus. I don't know I don't know where your spirit coming from. Your spirit is coming from, I gotta get my get back. I feel like I was less than. I feel like I had a harder road in life, and that's hardened. That's made my heart harden, and I can't follow everything God want me to do because I feel slighted. I feel like I got the short end of stick in life, and I don't trust that God gon' make me feel whole. So you showing that you don't want to follow Christ and you don't want to go with God, because we all go through things, and you thinking that you the only one that go through things. What kind of spirit is that? That's flesh, right? Because we know that we all out here. It appears that some people got it going on, but you know good and doggone well if you walking up in your spirit, you know that that person needs some love, and you know the person that looks like they don't they need love, need love. Everybody needs some love. What we on? 10. And if Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. And if Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin. Didn't Christ die? Right? Didn't he die for our sins? If Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. Right? We're all born into sin, but as long as you follow Jesus, right, you can have that life of righteousness. 11. But if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quicken in your mortal bodies by the spirit that dwelleth in you. But 11, but if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, if the spirit that raised up Jesus from the dead is in you, also shall your mortal bodies be his spirit that dwell in you. That's tough. But if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you. We have the power. Long as we live in that spirit, our bodies can die. Our flesh is to die, but keep your spirit, the spirit of doing the will of God, the will to follow Christ, right? That's the spirit. That will is that spirit. If you will not to, your spirit is not wanting to, then you're none of his. We're at 12. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh to live after the flesh. Right? So he paid a debt. He paid a debt, right? So we kind of owe it to ourselves and to Jesus and to God to no longer live in the flesh. He paid the ultimate price. Who out here want to die? Who out here want to get beat on, stuck to a tree, spit on, treated crazy, lied upon? None of us. None of us. But he paid that price. So when people do that to us, if we don't stay in the spirit and understand that no matter what they do, we good. Understand that no matter what they do, we good. Because the debt was paid. But we still owe it to ourselves, we still owe it to Christ, and we still owe it to God to live not after the flesh. Number 13. If ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. Every booty you see, excuse me, right? You chasing after. You're not worried about how her mind thinks. You're not worried about how nurturing or what she even cares about you. You just get down with the get down. You just getting down with the get down. Then you know that, hey, whatever you got going on, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're gonna die in the spirit, you're gonna die in the flesh. But if ye through the spirit do mortify the needs of the body, ye shall live. The body needs you to not be in the flesh. The body needs you to be in the spirit. 14. For as many are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. So you allow yourself to be led by the Spirit of God, then you one of his. If you allow yourself to be led by the flesh, you ain't rocking with him. And don't try to act like you are, and don't try to act like you are. Point blank, period. 15. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, the Father. Cry out to your Father who is God. If you don't believe that God is your Father, you're not walking in that spirit. For ye have not received the spirits of bondage again to fear. You're not supposed to be fearful. You're supposed to be walking in the spirit, walking in faith, believing in God, and you should not fear no man or nothing. Nothing. You're not bonded to fear. You're not bonded to that. You should be bonded to God and Jesus Christ. And you feel some kind of way, you need to cry out to Abba, your Father. The 16, the Spirit itself bears witness to with our spirit that we are the children of God. Bear witness. What does bear witness mean? Bear witness means that you can prove it to be true, right? Somebody you can see it, you witness it. Your spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. If you follow in that spirit, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not trying to lie, steal, cheat, then that's bearing witness that you are children of God. You got people out here that's not doing that. You witness that. You witness people being cruel, being hateful, being judgmental. That's not of God. And you see that. So don't act like those people are. But yes, can you bring them into Christ? Are they all done and to be thrown away with? No. Unless they don't want to confess and unless they don't want to do good, then that's the choice they're making, right? Your faith has made you whole. But if you don't never have faith, you don't never believe, you ain't trying to rock with us. To 17. And if children and if children if children they're heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ, if ye be that we suffer with him, that we may also glorify, also be we may be also glorified together. So what is that saying? What is an heir? Heir is your mom, dad, your little brothers, all your relatives, right? If you feel as if you want to be part of the family of God, right? And Jesus is part of the family of God, and you want to be a part of that family, then if so be that we suffer with him, did Christ suffer? Oh man, let me laugh with the laughing hyenas. Let me go over here to be with these people that's up to no good and just talking mess because it seems like they got it going on, man. And this person over here that they talking about that they doing dirty, right? We're gonna stay away from that person because we know that these people over here are gonna look at us crazy, right? They're gonna make it hard for us, like they making it hard on that person. So you don't wanna bear your cross with Jesus. You don't want to rock with Jesus. Jesus had to go through it. Jesus from God. You don't want to be from God. You don't want to be an heir of Jesus, right? So you have the will, you have the opportunity to make your own decisions. No one said it's gonna be easy. It wasn't easy for Jesus. So if you know it wasn't easy for Jesus, you should know it's not gonna be easy for you. I'll read that again. 17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ. Joint means to be together, right? Your joints, right? Connects, right? With Christ, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together. So don't try to eat the cake after I done got all the ingredients together, right? I had to go pluck all the ingredients, all the flour, had to mend all the flour, had to go get the sugar, had to do everything all by myself, and then you want a slice of the cake. No, that's not how it works. But if you suffer with me, you grind with me, right? We're on the same team and we're working for the same goal, then we're going to suffer together. And guess what? We're going to be glorified together. We're going to win together. Don't come over here the last hour that you ain't put in the work and you trying to, oh, we championship. Hey, bro, you didn't come to practice. You ain't come to the games. You ain't sacrifice. You ain't sweat with us, right? But you got your plate ready. You got your plate ready. You got your cup. You want your cup to be filled up, but you ain't filled nobody else's cup. You ain't helped nothing. You ain't break down no apples for this, man. 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. What does that mean? For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So you sitting down, you studying all night, you tired, you sleepy. I want to go to sleep. That struggle is not comparable to you getting that A, you passing that test. You passing that test is gonna make you feel like it was all worth it. You planting them seeds in the hot sun, you watering in the hot sun, you picking those weeds in the hot sun. When you have an awesome crop and your plants grow and they produce all that good food, you can't compare. You can't compare what you had to go through. You can't compare what you had to go through to the fruitfulness of what you about to pull up. Oh man, I gotta get up and go to school every day. I'm tired. It's early. It's cold. When you graduate, ooh, because you know it's people that don't graduate. It's people that don't make it to the next grade. Did they suffer as much as you did? Right? It's not comparable. Put in that work. Walk in that spirit. Because what you gonna get, the glory of heaven, you out here bouncing, having a good old time on earth. It ain't comparable to sitting up in the kingdom of heaven. I want mine right now. I gotta have it right now. I'm gonna walk with the devil because the devil said I can have it right now. It's not comparable. All that joy, all that bling bling, all those trips, it ain't comparable to what you can get with the Lord. 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. The earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. You got to manifest. You got to wait on that. You can't rush it. The cake's not ready. The pizza's not ready. You put all the ingredients together. You turn the oven on. You got to let it preheat. You got to let it do its time. And then it's going to manifest into everything that you thought it could be and more. 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subject the same in hope. For the creature was made subject to vanity. What is vanity? Vanity is, I gotta get my hair done. I can't step out. I can't step out there looking like that. mean, yeah, take care of yourself, but what's more important? Showing up or having your makeup done? What's more important? Showing up or having some clean shoes? Right? That's vanity. That's vanity. That's vanity. Right? Oh man, this person is not aesthetically pleasing to me. So I can care less about who they are as a person. Or this person is aesthetically pleasing to me. So I can care less about who they are as a person because they look good. I don't care. I don't care who they are. That's vanity. Grab some another win. Try to get a handful of win. All that fades. All that fades. Try to do your hands like this and grab some air. All that you can't. You can't. You grab and you hold on to nothing. You hold on to nothing. Number 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope. 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. The creature, I'm going to say sin, I'm going to say devil, going to be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. The devil only grab you for a period of time, right? Every time the devil come knocking, right, you got a way out. You have a way out. This is not the devil's creation. You have a way out. You'll be delivered from that bondage, right? Into the glorious liberty if you want to be the children of God. If you want to be. Now, if whatever the devil whispering up in your ear, if you feel like that's more important or that's more beneficial for you right now than following the Lord, then that's the bed that you made. 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Right? Being up under the law, it was just sin begetting sin. Sin just causing more sin. But like, where was the forgiveness at? Right? So so that creation caused everybody to groan and travaileth in pain until now. Christ and died for us. We good. We don't have to do that no more. Make a mistake. Keep yourself in the spirit. Go on about your business. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for adoption, to wit, the redemption of our bodies. Of course, we groaning out here. Of course, but we waiting on it though. We waiting on it though. We gonna wait. We gonna wait for that harvest. We gonna do everything we gotta do. We gonna love people. We're not gonna be offended, right? And we're gonna grow a little bit. We're gonna grow a little bit. What is that? Growing in the spirit, growing within ourselves, waiting for the adoption to wit the redemption of our bodies. 24. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. Mm. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Right? Devil show you how you can have this. Well, I ain't got hope for nothing. It's right here. Right? I ain't gotta believe. I ain't gotta believe the pizza of man coming is already here, right? But sometimes you gotta have faith and believe that it's on its way. Don't get caught up trying to get everything right now in the microwave flow. You hungry right now, so you eating the bag of chips that you know got death up in that bag. You eating that candy that you know that got death up in that bag because you can't wait to get you some solid food. The first fruit of the spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our bodies. 24. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope for what a man seeth. Why doth he yet hope for? For we are saved by hope. You hoping that God gonna come through. You hoping that what he said is what it is. You hoping the teacher said that if you do this and you do that, you're gonna be successful in this class. Your mama said, if you do this, you do that, I got a surprise for you, I got a gift for you. So you everything that you doing off of hope. You gotta have that hope. You got to have hope. 25. But if we hope for what we see not, then do we with patience wait for it? Of course, right? If we hope for what we see not, then do we with patience wait for it? Likewise, the Spirit also help us our infirmities. Infirmities is, things that we ailing in, things we lacking in. For we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself make intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. You don't know everything. You don't know what's gonna happen, but you stand in that spirit and you stand in the will of God. You don't even know what you exactly supposed to be doing, but you stand in the spirit, and your spirit is talking out. Mm, 27. And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is in the mind of the spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of God. For he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the spirit. What's in your heart? Is your heart after worldly, fleshly things, or is your heart the will to do God's will? Is that your spirit? Is that what is in you? 28. For we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. May not be what you envisioned, but long as you have that hope and you stay in the spirit, you should know that all things are working together for the good because you love God. You love God. So don't get too down when everything don't go your way or them people out there acting how they acting. You know what you following. You know where your heart is. So you know that God is making a way for you according to his purpose. 29. For whom he did not foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. For whom, 29, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, for whom He did foreknew. So he already saw this coming. He already knew this was coming. He predestinated. That means beforehand, right? Allow everybody the opportunity to be conformed to the image of his son, who is Jesus Christ, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers, right? So all us that's not even here yet, Jesus already paved the way, already fought for that, already died for that nonsense. So long as we stay in that spirit, stay in the way of God, which is the way of Christ, we good. We're gonna finish this up, Lord willing. Stay in the word if that's in your spirit, right? If that's what you will to do, then you know that you are in the will of the Lord. And everything that you do is for God. And God got you. God will not be mocked.